Hello, welcome. Thanks everybody for coming. Super nice to start out with some folks. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for coming out. Let's get started. So, today we are trying something new. I've been playing my regionals list that we've been looking at on stream. I've been playing this one, the Leos-centric build, and I know how much I've talked up Leos, but it's been underperforming. At locals, I've been having a really hard time with this deck. Hey Code, hey Dragons, awesome. Oh, sick, what a good group. Hey Break, thanks for coming, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming out and waiting a few minutes, by the way. But yeah, so, today we're gonna try something new. I was up late last night, like a madman, cooking, but with this deck, I like it, but we died to Nib. It happened at the last two events I went to, where Game 2, Game 3, we got nibbed. I can't do anything about it with this build. While, yes, I will say we can technically make a Dolka, you know, we can play under 5 summons and do some kind of weird stuff, it's not something the deck is made to do, and I want to be playing a consistent deck. And so, that's where the idea for, not this, that's where the idea for this came in. So, the point of this deck is very simple. It is to make a Barone, and then do Ogdoadic stuff. I also just really like the punk cards, and there is just a lot of really good card advantage here. So we can talk about it as we get into some games, but you'll notice there aren't hand traps in here. I just don't think we have room. I built this as a going first thing. We're basically looking to win the dice roll. We're already at a disadvantage playing Ogdoadic, so I think we need to have a certain amount of good luck. But a hand like this certainly doesn't hurt. Pick up that birth. So in a position like this, even if they drolled us here, it's not even the end of the world necessarily, because we could still end on a Barone and a Fenrir on board. But here we have some options. Let's go, if we go E-Telly, Zayamin. Yeah. So actually, we'll go E-Telly, Wagon first. Activate the Wagon, pick up the field spell. Also, we cut Pot of Prosperity. I'm sure you figured it out, but the reason is the field spell, the Jam Session, you cannot draw cards from other effects the turn you activate your Pot of Prosperity. So we go Fusion here. Fusion, sorry. We Synchro Summon to the Barone. That's our third summon. Now we are super safe. We still have our normal summon in hand. We probably won't get to use it on the Fenrir, though. We'll probably use it on... Well, actually, we can. Yeah, because what we'll do is we'll search out the Foxy Tune here. Foxy Tune will send itself and send the Night Sword. Also, Jam Session is crazy. Jam Session is crazy. It's a +1 field spell. That's so wild. It's a little worse because we're not playing hand traps, and Punk's really good at drawing into hand traps for the next turn, but I think we're still okay. We're not running... Do we want the Night Sword here? We do. The Night Sword gets us a Masquerena that we wouldn't normally have. So we'll go Birth. We haven't normal summoned. We'll go Birth. We will normal summon Fenrir. We will search off Fenrir. We'll pick up another Fenrir, I suppose. These two are going to become a mask. 1, 2, bam. These two are going to become a fusion monster, and this represents a Fenrir Resurrection from Grave, which is really strong. You don't need the other monster on field. Now, we are going to use the field spell. We are not going to use Zayamin. We're not going to negate our own effects. Draw a card. There's a Water Lily. I know that hand didn't look like an Ogdoadic hand, but that's also kind of the point. We have different ways we can use this deck now. It's also not my definitive list, but I'm already feeling pretty positive about the deck list. So, summon, summon. We're going to go for an 8 here. We only play the 1/8 for space reasons. We could probably fit another I wouldn't hate having more options, but here we're gonna go for that pay life. Probably pick up the, not probably, we're just gonna pick up the Ghost Ogre, activate that Deer Note. Deer Note's gonna bring back the Shadakusai, which means now we have access to a Synchro on the opponent's turn, picking up that Ghost Ogre, adding it to our hand. We've already gotten our 2 draws from our jam session. So this is an amazing dragon with 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 bounces if we get the Ghost Ogre in graveyard. And we'll go like this for the Fenrir from grave. This was kind of bad placement now in hindsight, but I think it's okay. We could even special summon another monster here, but I just don't think there's a reason to do that. Yeah, we're going to pass on this. So this end board, having spent 1 card, by the way, is a Fenrir, a bounce 1, 2, 3, an Omni, and a Masquerena. So for Hero, I think we're going to let a Hero Lives resolve. We're going to let them try to play. The Ghost Ogre seems really good versus the increase, so we'll save that. We're not going to Fenrir. So here we've got the Ferris. We're going to let them Ferris, and then on the activation of increase, we're going to hit it. Oh. Place 1, except, yeah. We're going to let that go. We're going to Ghost Ogre the increase. It's a quick effect. It doesn't say quick effect, so I always forget. We're going to wait. We're going to let them use the increase effect. That'll be pretty bad for them. This also wouldn't be a bad time to go for the Yugioh dragon, but we're going to hold. Fenrir wants to trigger. We're going to chill. Monster was summoned. We're going to chill. We've got the Cross Crusader. Here, I think we'll let that resolve, and then I think we'll banish the Cross Crusader with our Fenrir. You can tribute 1. Its tribute is cost. It gets rid of it either way if we force out the increased tribute here. Yep, we do. We're going to go for our Ghost Ogre. Now we have 1 more bounce off the Yugioh dragon. Hey, Briar, thanks for coming out. We're playing something funky. I know it doesn't look like an Ogdoadic deck in the current hand. We just didn't draw a lot of Ogdoadic cards, but we're not trying to run a lot. We're trying to run the important ones. We have a link here. This guy is going to reveal a Hero Fusion, and if you do add up to 2 of the fusion materials, holy crap. That seems really good. Do we Omni that? I think we do, just because this monster represents a lot of investment. We've also got a draw queued up, obviously. So something I'm not sure on is I'm not running... Ooh, if this is... Oh, that's fine. Oh, nice! Getting to use that birth. So, they've already used their malicious, but we might as well hit it. Hit the increase. That's actually an annoying card. And we'll hit the liquid. Why not? We'll wait for the Miracle Fusion, and then we'll probably go for the Yugioh and bounce their fusion monsters. Bouncing extra cards is obviously huge value. E-call. And then what's cool is if they try to respond to the draw of Jam Session, we will get the Jam Dragon Drive back from our graveyard with its ability. If your opponent activates a card effect in response, a card or effect in response to your punk card or effect, while this card is in your grave, you can spec this card. And then its first effect, if this card is special summoned by the effect of a punk card or synchro summoned, so it's not just synchro summoned. Ah, Stratos again. Gotta love non-once per turns. And they went for the ad, right? We'll allow. I mean, even if they didn't go for the ad, if they're trying to pop a spell card, we're also okay with that. Nope, there's the plasma. That negates the effects of our monsters, and that has to be summoned by tributing 3 monsters. We're gonna let them put down the 3rd monster, because that's not a quick effect. Unless they play Stormforth, and then I'm in a bad mood. I don't think that's how that works, but... How's the audio sound, by the way? Is the music too loud or anything? End of main. Okay. So, here we are being forced, quote-unquote, to play our amazing dragon. Synchro summon. Here we got a couple things happening. We're going to get 1 card draw for paying life with our Sharakusai. We're going to put this back, and we're going to put this back in your hand. Enjoy your monsters. Music's good. Awesome. Thank you, Code. There's a Miracle Fusion. The good news is this really doesn't get much. I don't really know what all good mine for audio and things. Awesome. Thank you. Sorry. It's funny how hard it is to read like a normal person when I'm doing this. I struggle a little bit. Here we could go for the Little Knight. I honestly forgot we even had it, but that seems, yeah. That was solid. Let's see if they want to do a rematch. That was solid. Okay, nice. We have access to everything our deck's trying to do right now. We have access to the Naya, the Baronne, Zeaman represents the full punk combo, and we have a Snake Rain. This hand is literally awesome. This hand is so good. Obviously, interruptions are interruptions, but we play through them so well. Unicorn is a... Well, Droll, we don't. We kind of scoop to Droll, but that's why we make Baronne so early. There's even a world I can see where we make Baronne before we do any searching. Honestly, like we spec the Unicorn, we normal the Zeaman, 10, you know. They drew like 5 playables in first hand and we won. Yeah, their hand was not a bad hand. They had gas. We just had a lot of interruptions going, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. Stone, close friend of mine, he loves Hero, but he and I are kind of in the same camp that the Hero aesthetic is not unified enough. None of these monsters look like they belong in the same archetype or deck, which I know is kind of rich coming from the garbage fire that it looks like I'm playing with all these different aesthetics and motifs, but honestly, Punk Kashtira has more visual consistency than a lot of the heroes, it seems to me. That could just be my personal bias for Punk, but... Infernal Devicer seems really solid. Unless you're searching Neos. I don't know what that's about. I played this person last night at like 4 a.m. I'm pretty sure. You should get some sleep. Going for that favorite hero search. Here we've got just more extension. This is definitely an atypical hero deck, right? I don't think they normally play Neos. I don't think they're normally going to extra hero Wonder Driver. Oh, they're going for the hand rip. Okay. Toxic. Toxic. Goodbye, Unicorn. If only we had another. If only. Also, gotta get used to playing with SP Little Knight. I have to get used to this card because I'm gonna have access to one, and man, I'm not good at thinking with it in my plays. This is fine. That's less fine, but still fine. If we lead... Whoa. Whoa. That's it? That's it? Nothing? Okay. Let's lead with the Naya. Go for that curse right away. Looks like they have something. I guess they could just... Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, not okay. Dark Law. Ooh, that might be a scoop. That might be a me dead. That's another... Okay. Unicorn down. Unicorn engage. Unicorn has no attack points. Danklaw. Yeah, for real. We actually can't play into this. We can't play. Darklaw specifically, we can't play into. We're gonna go first. Fair is fair. You know, fair is fair. We're gonna activate our field spell. We drew a weird hand. Though I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think it's terrible. Go for the Xayman. If they hit this, we're still getting a card draw. They don't. We're gonna go for that Foxy Tune, preserve the normal summon. Get our first draw of the day. Nice. Go for that Foxy. Hero players, my deck is such a fun, amazing nostalgia fusion deck. Also, hero players, have you heard of Floodgates? Yeah, also hero players just summon a bunch of Floodgates. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't blame them. We're also kind of playing a Floodgate deck with, not even kind of, we just are playing a Floodgate deck with the virus. Okay, so we didn't draw into anything new. We'll go wham. I guess we might as well summon from deck just to preserve the resource. So obviously here we could be, oh crap, that sucks. That was a misclick. That didn't happen. Dragon Drive. Pay some life. Use our Deer Note effect. Man, it's crazy. Misclicks are a crazy thing. They just don't happen in TCG, obviously, because you can't misclick. Add that Ghost Ogre to our hand. Yes, please. So if we went, if this were face up, ugh. We have no punks in hand because this actually represented a special summon because we could have special summoned this. I'm trying to figure out a way we could have made a, I guess we pass on this. We have a Ghost Ogre, we have a Droplet, we have a draw, and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 bounce, kind of. So, I'm actually not 100% on how to hit hero, to be honest. We definitely want to save the Droplet for at least 2 cards to hit it once. I think hitting hero isn't about stopping their playmakers. I think it's about stopping their boss monsters, right? That might sound stupid, but usually when you interrupt, you try to interrupt before they can get to a boss, but hero has so much gas that I feel like they're able to just extend. And so maybe the approach I should take versus this is hitting those increases the biggest choke point. Okay, sick. And we have the Ghost Ogre, so we actually very specifically have a pretty big out into the increase. Here's the Vion. The Vion's going to send a hero from deck to grave. I'm tempted. They send a hero from deck to grave. I want a Dragon Drive here, honestly. They tribute. No, that's really not valuable. We'll wait. We'll wait. Yep, there's the Malicious, obviously. Now, if they just go... This is going to add a Poly. Polymerization. We could bounce their monsters and activate Poly. This guy seems pretty solid for them. 2 monsters. He just doesn't do anything as a thing. I think we just wait. If this were not set, we could have a mask here as well, basically. I'm also considering running the Madame Spider, the trap card punk monster. Infernal Rage. You can add one card with favorite in its name. Okay. Send a number of cards from your hand and or field. So not face up field. So we can send the Wagon at least. Wagon would have been really nice because if you get targeted, you get to just draw a card. Tributing this card, spec a level 7 or lower, that kind of, and ignoring its summoning. So this is, yep, that's how they get the Aqua Neos. You can discard one card, destroy a card in your opponent's hand. I don't even know if I care about that. It's not a quick effect. So if we went for the Dragon Drive here, I think we just wait. I think we just chill. These cards being ripped don't really matter. And they have to discard. So we could even droplet, but at that point, we're basically downing our own resources. Dropletting to stop a hand rip, you know, it doesn't achieve anything. There's the Miracle Fusion. This deck's also cool. It's really fringe, but we play outside of Dimensional Barrier pretty well because we have a pretty wide array of... That's got to get bounced, doesn't it? If this card leaves the field. Chain 1. Chain 2, I guess. If they go for the... They're not going for the increase. Go for the Yugioh Dragon. It's going to miss timing. We're going to get our card draw. I was kind of hoping they'd respond to that, but... Fenrir is a good draw. Bounces to extra shouldn't trigger absolute 0. Yeah, it feels pretty... It's a tough thing that works that way. The Wonder Driver is going to target a poly or fusion, set that target. Miracle Fusion isn't... If we droplet... We could send the field spell, too, at this point. I think we droplet here. And just hope that it's enough. Here we go. We'll go 1. That's enough. Ghost Ogre. Finally. Hitting that increase. I'm a little surprised, to be honest. I thought they wouldn't be able to respond because I thought this would be counted as a spell card. Wow. They had the called by. No wonder they were so patient. If this card is special, if this card is special, okay. Droplet's still getting value by negating the increase, stopping the spec from deck. We're down to 2 cards. Pretty sure one of them is a... They have it all. Oh, and they're hand ripping us. Okay. We're losing the Fenrir. That's alright. Are we dead? They have a Miracle Fusion. And they're going to tribute 1 Destiny hero, add a hero with a different name from your deck to your hand. Nope, they're just going for the Decimator. Yeah, we're dead, aren't we? Because we burned ourselves. GG's. GG's. Lost to hero. Feels bad. But I mean, We just have a hard time versus a floodgate. Rough. Oh well. That's how the games go. It was a fun duel, though. We have a role player on our hands, I think. A very different kind of hand. We're going to the regional playing 2 different decks. We could... Hey, nice thumbnail today. Thank you. I've been trying to make them nicer. I should probably switch it up a little more. Go for the curse. So here, we're just going to go for the Nephilibus self-trigger, I think. Nephi, summon itself. Summon out that curse. Curse is going to get us the Naya from our graveyard. We have all the materials we need. It's a shame we have the pollutant in hand. So if we go... I think it's still Daybreak, right? Once from my brother. We literally just got called little bro. Are you serious? The disrespect. All right. So we go summon, link 2, tribute, link 3. We could even go... I kind of want to keep the Nephilibus out. I actually really want to keep the Nephilibus out. If we went... Where's my deck list? We still have our normal summon. If we go these two, King of the Fair Limps, normal Zoha, link to tribute. Yeah, I like that. It's a little more greedy, but it also plays harder into hand traps, which is actually something I kind of want to be doing right now. Nib, not really. I would prefer if they didn't nib here. That would make me a little sad. Going to pick up from our hand the Zoha. Go for that normal summon. The Shock Trooper. Also, welcome, Flup. Thanks for coming out. Zoha, we are not going to use your effect. We will use our Daybreak, tributing this. Getting our 4 tokens. Into our Slicer. You could have made King in the EMZ and just immediately used Daybreak. King in the EMZ, Daybreak. That's true. Does that do anything differently, though? I don't think so. Like, you are right. I could have done that. I just don't know that it results in a different outcome. We can actually tribute our last token here and put down our curse so that we have more fodder for our droplet. Okay, this is a weird board, but I actually think it's all right. You don't need to use the added Zoha. No, we don't need to, but we like having Zoha in the graveyard. But I guess we could have kept it in hand. That's what you're saying. That's true. That's true. We could have kept it in hand, which means we could have searched out a dumper instead. So, yeah, that's a great point, Dragon. Yeah, no, that's a good point. You're right. All right. Droplet's a little redundant with the Slicer, but it is meant to be a going second card. We had 2 of our measly 5 going second cards going into this hand. So, this is good if they're able to remove the Slicer, I suppose. And Crystal Beast is a pretty weird deck, so I'm not really sure what it does. No disrespect, no disrespect. I just don't... I'm not big brain enough, okay? This was a cool hand. I like getting to see the Nunu Naya being so effective. I should make a video on that little line, actually. That was cool. Not that it's complicated, but it's something people should be thinking about when they're building decks, especially for people that play more Nunu than I do, since I play just the one. Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Bouncing my guy. At least he read it after trying to summon the Carbuncle. Sorry. That's not a Crystal Beast card, sir. That's not... You're cheating. This is cheating. Okay. Cheating forgiven. Alright, check it out, though. Because Zoha's in our graveyard, we get a free Fenrir. Because Nephilibus is a very funny Yu-Gi-Oh card. We can also remake our Slicer. Put down the Fenrir. Fenrir, go for the search. Search picks up... I think the unicorn... Yeah, okay. GG's. I think we still had them there. Because I think the droplet... Like, say they do the right thing and they cook up the Slicer right away. I think the droplet accomplishes... No, go away. I think the droplet accomplishes the same thing. But no, I thank you for the tip, Dragon. That is, I'm thinking about that. I'm trying to internalize that. That's a really good point, that I didn't need to use that extra resource there. It's just overextending. My favorite thing to do. This is a cool hand. We've got the talent. We've got the droplet. It's really dependent on what our opponent does. But the E-Tally is really solid. Super Heavy Samurai. Protected by a Guardian normal summon. That's so funny to just run that. Oh, I played this dude last night as well. This is a pretty heavy pendulum spam deck. So what we'll probably end up doing is... What I'd like to do is get to use 2 spell cards to then send off with the droplet, since we have a quick play. If we go normal spell, quick play spell, droplet, that's really, really good action economy. Oh, they're playing... Maybe this isn't the same thing. They're playing more rocks than I think the person I played with was. I also... This is so funny as just a way to play under Nib, right? Just a monster negate normal summon. That's crazy. Self-tributes as well. Fits the Ogdoadic theme. Yeah, this is just Adamantipator, but without Block Dragon. Adamantipator's fun. That was my Master Duel main for a long time. Sometimes it's kind of hard, though. It's a really open-ended combo deck, especially when Block Dragon was legal. You had so many options. They're probably going to get to keep their Guardian. I was kind of counting on this leaving the field, to be honest. What do they have? This represents a 10 synchro. Or an 8. Oh, I was also wanting to build the... Oh, what's it called? It's a new Blue Eyes Ultimate style fusion. It's a card that I really want to play when it comes to the TCG. It's Dragon Magia Master. Let me pull it up. Yeah, it's a fusion monster that takes blue... Okay. I wasn't looking for a second. Now I'm getting burned. Hop Ear Squadron. So during your opponent's main phase, you can target one face-up spec this card, and if you do, finally caught you at work this time. Hey, Trine! Thanks for coming, stopping in at the very least, even if you don't get... Okay, I don't know why they surrendered. That's annoying. We're not playing with you again. No kids, no party. I don't know what that means. Moving on. Ah, they had the read. Ooh, stinky, stinky hand. That's 1, 2, 3, 3 one-ofs. Voiceless voice, okay. Droplet is good into voiceless voice because it doesn't target. I just lost to voiceless voice at locals. The second game was because they nibbed, and the first was just I went second and they went first. What are we chefing up today? Yeah, so today it is Ogdoadic Punk Kashtira. The point of the Punk Kashtira is, first and foremost, to make Barone right away, so that we are free to make our Slicer lock without the fear of Nibiru. It also means we have access to the Punk card advantage, which is really solid. We have the Punk Synchros. We have the Yugioh Amazing Dragon, which is a really awesome bounce monster. Bouncing the opponent's stuff during their turn is a big blow, and it can often force out the battle phase at the very least. Meaning all that card advantage we've accrued will be valuable. We'll survive and get to use it. This is a funny attack value to have 50. My other list, my Leos list, just feels too vulnerable to Nibiru. I feel like even if we get lucky, we get to go first game 1, you know, we set up, because we're good at setting up. Game 2 and 3, they just side Nibiru, they side Droll, and we just kind of die to it. This deck still suffers against those cards, but the goal of making the Barone means we're trying to stop them from killing us. Sounds interesting. Is this versus the new Snake Eye stuff? Yeah, so I keep having trouble specifically with Snake Eye, and it's going to be a big deal at the regional, so I need to figure out a way to actually play through their interruptions. You know, we can play through an Ash or an Imperma Reveiler. Those aren't the end of the world for us, but it's very specific cards that just kill us dead. I also really like the synergy that Forbidden Droplet has with Kashtira monsters. If you open Droplet with a cache, or even 2 caches, right, and you have interaction, so, okay, you can basically use your Kashtira monsters as fuel. I don't know what this card does. So, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster, you can discard this card. Okay, when your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, return this card to your hand, cost, negate the special summon, and if you do, banish that monster. Pretty yikes. I think what we do is, this says send it to grave, meaning it'll trigger our Night Sword. I think what we'll do is we'll Water Lily, and then we'll Droplet, sending the Lily and the Night Sword to negate. Water Lily. Do you have a response, opponent? You do. Unfortunately for you, I think we go 1, 2. If we go all 3, yeah, that seems solid. And now they have target a card your opponent controls up to number of light. Destroy both this card and as many of the targeted cards as possible. Is that what's happening here? Are you trying to destroy my... Oh no, the other effect. Shuffle 1 light or ritual spell from your hand or graveyard deck. If you do, add to your hand or spec 1 voiceless voice monster from your deck. Okay. So they're getting back a Saphira. And we're going 1, 2, 3. No effects for you. So here we're going to send to grave the Nunu. I really thought that would work. It didn't. I think we lose because I'm dumb. Can somebody explain send any number of cards? Is it because it's cost? I thought it was like, so this, oh yes, because that's not a card effect. The send to grave part of droplets. So I should have sent the wagon. That sucks. That's my B. Cost does not equal effect. Yep. I'm there. I'm with it. That's why we're testing. I mean, I should just know that, but I have problems. Good hand. Start with the Fenrir. Keep him guessing. All right. Fenrir gets to activate at the very least. That is totally fine. That is so fine. Let's go for our field spell. Go for our normal summon of the Xamin. So what's really cool is Foxy Tune does send as part of the effect, so it does trigger Night Sword. They have another interrupt. Holy cow. We are going to get a card draw still. And even if they impermed red on the summon, we'd still be able to try. That's not bad. If we send... Is Barone just all we got? That seems weak. We could send this. If we send this, we could send Zoha. Zoha could Night Sword, but that's cost. So we'd basically just end up with Zoha in hand. I think we just go into a Barone and we wait. Alternatively, we could have just chilled on a Fenrir. We could have, but I think I like this more. I think I like the Omni. I think I like the bigger body. This can then tag out into the Fenrir should it survive. That seems kind of unlikely, but Diviner of the Herald. You can send one. I don't think we can allow that. I think we have to stop that. I don't know that Ghost Ogre is crazy good versus their current setup. They have 3 cards in hand. We stopped one of their starters. They could always have more. It's actually good to play against this deck because this is definitely going to be around the regional. Shuffle their hand up a little bit. We're really happy to... Okay. To see like a continuous Speller Trap with that Ghost Ogre. Nice. We live. Now, do we tag out into the Fenrir? If we do, we can make a new Barone using the Ghost Ogre. Is that worth anything? I think we don't tag out right now. I think we go for a pop, target their card. Good, we succeed. Now we are free to attempt to make some Ogdoadic plays. So this card says, yep, it is. You can... Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read Zoho, but there's glare on my screen. Yep, so this is also cost, so this also won't work. But I promise I haven't been doing that at like events or anything. I promise. We're going to keep the Fenrir. We're going to go for the normal on the Zoha. They do have monsters in grave that they can pick up onto their field, but we'll just battle phase them. We're also down our negate, so we shouldn't go too crazy here. Let's put that Zoha back in our graveyard. Here we're going to add the Naya. If they have Nib, it's bad to overextend here. We could just pass on Fenrir, because this represents a Fenrir Ghost Ogre. We do have a number of reptiles. Not really, actually. Man. Do we just pass on this? I think they don't have it. They get a free monster with that curse. We're going to resurrect that Naya, go for that search. They could have something here. That could be the nib, honestly. Really not getting a lot out of this curse. Sending Barone to Link and Nephilibus back to renew the negate. Sending Barone to Link. How do we get to the Nephilibus in that line though? 1, 2. We already used that. It's a little scuffed, but I think we actually go for... If we do 1, 2, 1, 2, we can do a little Apo at least. Now we're just actually inting into the nib. So they did have it. And the diviner is going off. Dang, that's tough. That's tough. We could pop that. I don't think we're going to. Here. Yeah. I don't love any of our options here. We're just gonna have to pass. That sucks. Should have respected the nib. That's the whole point of the deck, is respecting the nib. We just didn't do it. You're going for that continuous spell. We do have the Ghost Ogre, which is really solid. That's a negation, which is really good. I don't think I'll ever fully grasp why you can negate continuous spells and traps this way, by destroying them. It's just weird to me. Little Knight. Not getting the banish on summon. I would have added Lily and insta-linked Curse and Naya into SP to play around Nib there. Added Lily, linked Curse and Naya into SP to play around. Yeah. Yeah, that seems solid. That seems really strong. Might be, team. Might be. I was kind of struggling there. I didn't really know what to make going into that game state. We could have also gone for something like tagging out into the Fenrir, because that set card they had was nothing. Typhon. We do have a good card into Typhon at least. Yeah, my B team. Kind of fumbled there. We're lucky that they had 3 hand traps and that they're kind of a drain on their own hand, to be fair. Hand traps are kind of... I mean, they're an inherent minus, right? They don't gain you any advantage. They just stop the opponent from gaining advantage. So we'll see what we can do here. Taking the damage from the Typhon. That's reasonable. That's alright. We have a Deer Note that we can actually special summon. Let's start with that Fenrir. Fenrir will search us. That's what's nice, though, is Fenrir is basically a boss monster. They do have Ash. That is fine, because that still gets rid of the Typhon. Now, where do we go from here? Oh, actually. Okay. If we banish the Xamin, summon the Deer Note, then I'm a moron, because obviously the Xamin's out of our graveyard at that point. Oh, man. We can Daybreak. Let's Daybreak, put this back. Honestly, we could just Battle Phase. Send that. They can bring back a monster that's actually kind of hard for us to deal with 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd be able to get the Nephilibus resurrection. And the Nephilibus would then get us... Yeah, let's do this. It's extending again. But this one will be under 5. Because we went 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's not that much under 5. Summon this out. So if we have another nib on our hands, we could just go for the SP like Dragon was saying here. We could chill. We could be cool. Let's do that. SP. Now the SP... Wow! That's so funny. Now the SP dodges. We're gonna go bam, bam. Dodge the Nibiru. Good tip, Dragon. Thank you. Great tip. Now we're not done playing. We can just continue. We're gonna Water Lily, send our Nephilibus, resurrect our Nephilibus. We're gonna put in attack mode. We'll put in defense. We can't kill, so I don't want to overextend. Because apparently that's the only thing I know how to do. So... we're going to bring out the Barone, because it doesn't have to be synchro summoned to gain its effect. I was just checking that. Use the Barone, pop the nib. Not negate our own Barone. Nice, that is live. And we're in a good spot here. Get some damage. And pass there. Oh, wow, and I actually genuinely forgot that we're getting these back. Monster, banish. Yeah, banish. Pop. GG. Now we know. They main the nib. Alright. Good hand. We've got the Kashtira names. We've got Snake Rain. And we've got Punk access. Watch them do their thing. I was talking to the guy I played against this at locals on Sunday. We were just chatting, and we were talking about how cool it is that this deck is just very straightforward. The cards are really simple, non-convoluted. You don't have to think very far ahead to see what the goal of each card is. Like, the point of Skull Guardian is to be an Omni. Like, that's just it. And it's rituals, so the point of ritual summoning it is summoning it. I don't know, it seems non-convoluted. It seems very straightforward in a really nice way. This is a negate and destroy, meaning if we lead with the Fenrir and it gets negate destroyed, we can then summon the Unicorn to our empty field, which I kind of like the sound of. That's a good draw. We're gonna lead that way. We're gonna go Fenrir. Fenrir is going to add. That's fine. Oh, we can't target your stuff because of that continuous. Negate and destroy the Fenrir. Now we go for the Unicorn. Unicorn effect. Grab us the Birth. Let's activate. I think we have to give up on the Water Lily. I think it's actually the worst card in the hand. We're gonna go for this. Yeah, I think we have to give up the Water Lily. Summon the Xayman. Xayman's gonna pay life and search out the Shadakusai. Draw one card. Nice. Okay. Let's go for the Barone. Barone can't pop their monsters, but it can go for the back row. And now their guys are targetable because this card says light monsters cannot be targeted with card effects. Very good. I actually like the idea of using the field spell effect, cheating out the Sharakusai. We still have our negate. So if they have a nib, they've already ashed. There's the nib. Working as intended. Working as intended. We're going to get our second draw already. Which is good, because fusion summoning is a big minus even when you're not using a fusion spell card. We're not going to use the Xayman boost effect. Draw card, of course it's you. Alright. Tribute you off. Tough. We actually can't pay life with you, though we can with the other card. Let's go for the Dragon Drive. Don't Dragon Drive, kids. Go for the Self-Burn, and go for the Deer Note Resurrect of Sharakusai. We will add this card to our hand, just because, and we'll get our second draw off the... Never mind, no we won't, we've already done that. Alright, let's go for the Birth. I mean, we just have lethal here, don't we? We go Yugioh Dragon. Bounce their stuff. Oh, what do you got? What do you got? Oh, we can spec one Cerevis, the Ancient Descended. Okay. Let's see. You can only use each of the following effects of Skull Guardian. Okay. It's a heart once per turn. But I think we still win. If we go... I think we still win this turn, I should say. We still have our normal summon as well. How do we... If we Little Knight... If we, like... If we do Echidna, it's not enough. Boral Sword would be. I think I'm overthinking this. I'm just trying so hard, okay? Free monster. We actually will use the buff here. I actually don't know if we can get lethal here. If we go for the Unicorn, no. We go the Fenrir. If we normal summon... I don't think we have lethal. Otherwise, we go normal summon, Link 4. No, we do. We do. Sorry. Sorry. Slow play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boral Sword. Hit the floor. Still got you. Battle phase. We will attack here. We won't use our effect. Oh, crap. I don't even know which effect it's trying to do. That sucks. I have no idea what effect it wants me to do there. We're going to attack here. Oh, that's so painful. Put you in defense mode. Oh, man. That was lethal. If we lose this one, I'm counting it. The only thing I can think to do is summon Little Knight, but... If this were TCG, that were lethal. Because I just had no idea which prompt was which. That's so annoying. Seriously, I had no idea. The upside is Boral Sword can't be destroyed by battle. I don't know that they have removal. We'll wait and see. What I could have done, actually, maybe what I should have done was make Mask, then Boral Sword, right? That would have been cool. Oh, I'm so sad. Does anybody know which effect prompted first? It must have been... You're getting a Philibus back. I'm tempted to take that. I think we will. Put the Nephilibus out. Attack in will always prompt first since it's a trigger effect. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Man, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, but I really wish it said... I know that'd be, like, impossible, but I wish it could, like, extract the text and say, like, activate the effect to gain attack, yes, no? Instead of just activate to gain attack? Or I'm saying, instead of just activate? It's so vague. Oh well. We're still alive for now, at least. I'm very happy that we were able to play through the nib. We also have a lot of cool boss monsters in our field. This deck feels solid. I like it. It's still awkward, right? But I actually think it runs pretty smooth. I'm really tempted to play the Trap Punk. I'm just scared to have one more Garnet in our deck, to have the Trap card. I don't mind the monster, because the monster can pay life and is a level 3. We like having those. But it's the Trap card, just adding one more trap into the mix. I always open... Alright. They shouldn't attack Boral Sword here, because Boral Sword won't die. If they do attack it, we're happy. Okay, nope, they're going for the Amazing Dragon. And killing it. Drawing a card. Activating on standby. Alright. Do we not have cache access? Oh, duh, Reptile Lock. Let's go for that curse. Once returning when this card declares, you can activate this effect. This card gains attack. Okay, so now we can just go battle phase lethal. Yes, first effect. So they can special summon with Soravis here, but I don't think it does anything. Because Soravis just blocks an attempted special summon. GG's. Okay. GG's. We got it for real. Fun duels. All right. I'm going to use the bathroom. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Please feel free to stick around. We're going to keep streaming for a while. I've just got to take a quick break, so I'll be right back. All right, we back. Thanks for sticking around. Okay. So, like I was saying, I want to be playing the Madame Spider. Do you know there are many Madame cards? I want to be playing the Madame Spider, but I'm worried about the trap card as a brick. I'm liking the Nunu at a higher ratio. I'm tempted to have this at 3 as well. The double Lily maybe doesn't need to be there, but it is nice to have that follow-up. Any thoughts? What do we think? Do we think we have room for the Madame Spider plus a Punk Trap card or no? I kind of feel like no. I think it might be too greed. Because my first thought would be to cut down on Zeaman, but Zeaman kickstarts us so well, I just don't think that's worth it. We could just cut a Lily and then not add anything just for consistency as well. That's also a possibility. We almost don't even need the Lily. The Lily is really for the follow-up turn. Let's go into another duel and see how it goes. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. It was a lot of fun. I'm just not sure. It feels bad to be so close to the regional. It's coming up this Saturday and I just don't really know what I want to be playing. It is Ogdoadic. I want to play Ogdoadic. I just have to solidify a list. Wow. This does go off at least. It's just gotta be the Nunu, right? If we go Zoha... No, it doesn't work. It's gotta be Nunu. Summon the Nunu from grave. Yikes, that hand was bad. We could... Never mind. Alright. Go for the good old King O' the Ferals. Send that. Oh, we have the worst of all realities as well. Oh, we have no way of getting this curse out of our hand this turn. Do we? I don't think so. No discards. We add this, we send a light. The only lights are Curse and Nunu. I guess we add this. There's Droll. That's actually alright in this particular scenario since we really have no options. Let's send the Zoha. Use that Zoha effect. Drop this. We'll set a card. Yeah, we're gonna pass. DDD. Okay. No, alright. That's tough. Swirl Slime coming down. Oh, you can fusion summon. That's cool. Swirl Slime effect. Banish this card. Spec 1 DD from your hand. Copernicus is out. Going for the Genghis effect. And the Copernicus. That's the kind of thing we were waiting for. We're gonna droplet. We're gonna send... should we keep the Zoha in hand? We can always get it back. If we drop the King of the Fairlands, we might just straight up die. Let's send these two. Bam, bam. Stop both these effects. I don't know if that stops them dead, but it certainly helps, as this was going to add a DD or Dark Contract card from your deck to the graveyard. And this was going to summon a DD monster in your graveyard. But no, they managed to link two into the Gilgamesh. and it's going to place 2 pendulum monsters in their scales. Take 1,000 damage. That's a lot of bodies they have access to. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 link materials if they're able to pendulum summon out the Copernicus, and that's not even counting whatever advantage their pendulum cards give them. Go. Divine Zero King Rage. Savant Thomas. Alright. They have... Yeah, they can pendulum summon the Copernicus here. They are doing that. I think that was a good droplet. I'm happy we got to have 2 concurrent activations. That seems to be Droplet's strength, is hitting multiple things at once like that. Going for another Gilgamesh. They're locked into DD monsters. That Necro Slime is going to fusion summon into the Flame High King Genghis. And then they're going to get the Deus Machina. Machinex. Divisor King Deus Machinex. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, we went first, too. That sucks. We just had a really bad hand. Should have played Flogos, am I right? To its credit, the Water Lily did at least get us a start. Opening Curse is just so bad. Opening Curse is such a gross thing to see. I mean, we could probably just call this a go next, honestly. I don't see how we play out of this. They have a lot of negation. Let's try again. We'll go first. Yeesh. The hands, they just aren't there for us. We could summon out the unicorn. Does that do anything? They scooped. They shouldn't have. I don't think we can count that. We didn't play at all. So that's pretty brutal. That kind of hand is really, really gross, actually. But we have a lot of starters. The way we've built our deck, the cash monsters are basically starter monsters. So this hand, for example, I would call this 1, 2 starters for sure. Maybe even more, counting the Sharakusai if you do. We could go for the Snake Rain first here. We have the Daybreak, which is nice. Otherwise... what do we do here? If we go Rain, discarding the Nunu, fill up our grave. Let's see if they hand trap this first. This could just be an Ash, and we just -2'd ourselves. It wasn't. 1, 2, 3. It's gotta be you. Get our summon. So here, we're in an interesting position, actually. Because we can actually keep playing if they nib us with just the normal summon Sharakusai. So let's go for this. We're going to add a Water Lily, which is very nice. So we could go for... I think we are going to go the max line. I think we are going to try to play the Slicer line here because we have the follow-up. 1, 2. One, 2, 3. If we get hit, we get hit. I like having the fusion ready to go, at least. We didn't start with the planet pollutant. That also really helps. It's also nice having a main deck kind of dark hole that's searchable. It's a weird thing, but it's helpful. We have 1, 2, 3. If we daybreak this back into our deck, we have a full access to the Lily. Let's do that first because we can actually set up a Barone that way. I'm sorry, not a Barone, an Apollosa. I always mix those cards up. So we're going to send the Naya back. We're not going to use the Nephilibus trigger. We are going to go for this. Send that Zoha. Summon out the Nephilibus. Nephilibus is going to res. I don't know why I thought this got me Apollosa the way I'm doing it. We could link 4, but that kind of defeats the whole point of going for the Slicer lock. Apo. No. That's not very strong. We could also just Mask or just Little Knight here. Let's go Little Knight. Little Knight preserves these two. Yeah, Little Knight preserves those. That's solid. That's actually really cool protection versus Nib as well. GG. I don't even know what opponent was on. That's why we do testing. Work out all the kinks. But that was a pretty cool hand. We got to play that out really nice. Opening the Daybreak is really good. I don't know that I'd want to run more Daybreak, but we're never unhappy to see it, it feels like. Maybe I should be playing 2 Daybreak, 1 Water Lily, honestly. There's probably even an argument for 3 Daybreak, but I do like the variety, and okay, there's a Fenrir. There's a Rhoda. They're respecting the Droll. They're going for the Rhoda search before the Fenrir search. Or they've opened all their Fenrir. We do have a Ghost Ogre. I don't know that I want to use it, to be honest. Although versus Orcust, a Ghost Ogre could be pretty good. Banish that, summon a banished Orcust monster, right? Or no, just summon an Orcust from your deck. That's wild. Hirsu, I think we'll let that through. Sending the Bombard. Sorry, the skeleton. Simple skeleton. Galatea. Can't be destroyed by battle. It can be destroyed by card effect, though. If we hit the Galatea, they can't... Well, they could. They'd have to make another Galatea. This seems like a solid spot to go for the Ghost Ogre. Now we force them to make a second Galatea if they want to make the Dingirsu and then get it in grave for the follow-up. Okay, nope, they're going for the Crescendo instead. Although the Climax... I always call it Climax because of this top. The Crescendo requires that they have an Orcust Link monster. There's the talent. That's tough. Oh, they're hand ripping us one. Yeah, the Foxy Tune's definitely our best card here. Going for another Fenrir finally. Now that they know they're safe from Droll. What monster is being fought in the Art of Crescendo, by the way? What's that big thing with the purple horns? Okay, so they end on a trap card Omni. And we end on actually nothing. Nightmare Idly? That's creepy as heck. I'm looking that up quick. Oh. This card is so hard to make out visually what it is. Pulling up the art quick. Oh, she's cool looking. She looks so monstrous in this art. Yikes. Then we just pass on this hand. I don't think we can play it. Ningirisu's just chucking a massive spear at her. I was also trying to figure out what that was. Is that the spear that Dingirsu holds? It looks like his lance. I always thought it was a cannonball because of that dark shading. It is. Okay, that's cool. We could have set the droplet. The reason I didn't is I wanted to keep it since they're just going to climax. I guess I should have set it just so we had some sort of interruption. But this hand is really unplayable. Yeah, we're going to scoop it up. They can definitely assemble enough damage here for lethal. I wonder if they're playing Horus as well. I don't know how I feel about the droplet. It might be too much of a hit to our consistency. Maybe I just need to go like truly all in on the no hand traps going first thing. Oh, I don't know if you heard, chat. There was an Ogdoadic list that topped a regional. And I took a look at the deck, and holy cow, it was so bad. I cannot believe that deck. It looked crazy to me. I just can't imagine it winning anything. I like that we have the Ghost Ogre here. Kind of forces out the Mirror Sword Knight, should they even be able to activate it. We're gonna lose a card. That's pretty bad, although we have two cards that are also pretty good to just have. So losing one's not a big deal. Sword Knight only negates monster effects on field. Oh, that's sweet. I'm tempted to pop this with Ghost Ogre. Is that valuable, or does that just do nothing versus them? I know it doesn't stop the hand rip, but maybe we wait for a different fusion monster. Yeah, we'll wait. It hurts. Okay. Turns the illusions engrave off. Oh, yeah, right. Right. I'm not used to this deck. And if you have Chimerica, the Flying Mythical Beast, okay. This is treated as Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast. Cool. Okay. That makes sense. They've got the Chimera Fusion again. We're going to lose a card from our hand. Although keeping the Ghost Ogre means we're one less likely to lose the cards we don't want to lose, obviously. We lose the droplet. That's alright. E-Telly is a nice pickup. Special summon one monster from your deck that mentions Chimera. Okay. I think we'll go for our normal summon first. They haven't seen our hand, so we want to conceal that we have more gas. We're also going to get the card draw straight off of this, even without the search, which is really nice. They're going for the Sword Knight. That's totally fine to get the negation on there. The Chimera Fusion we mind a little more, but... All right. So, sorry, didn't mean to go silent there for slow playing. Losing our draw. That hurts. Let's go... It's not a huge deal what we do from here. These kind of result in the same thing. Let's summon out that Sharakusai from the deck. The Shirakusei. Chimera Fusion again. Ooh, Dragostapelia. That's gross. Luckily, our effects are going to be triggering... Ooh, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Okay. What are you doing? Spec it. That was the wrong click, but it's not a huge difference. More and more card advantage. We really, I mean, we're just dead versus all this, I think. You're a bad level now. We can still tribute it and make a play. Go for the Deer Note effect. If we go the Rising Carp, we can actually... Can we do lethal with this line? Back to your hand. Carp. You can attack twice. Zayamin. Go up by 6. That's 72 damage just off the Amazing Dragon. No way. No way. We do not win this. No way! I kind of want to go first if we're going to play again, to be honest. Oh, that was crazy. They've got the Fenrir start again. They're putting in defense. Maybe I should do that. I just like putting things in attack mode. They're going for the Fenrir search first. They probably know that we don't have Droll. I can't believe we won that duel. That was awesome. Punks are so cool. And that was all because the Deer Note was able to resurrect the Rising Carp. That was really sweet. Their hand seems much worse this time around. Or am I crazy? They've got a Mirror Jade. They've got a Fenrir. Both are good cards. Yeah, way different board. Holy crap, we actually have a chance versus this board too. Okay. They've got a few banishes here. I think what we can do is we can go for the Ogdoadic line first, and then we let them play into that, and we can finish them with the punk line. Otherwise, they just let us set up. So here we'll send the Nephilibus. Here we'll send the Curse. Obviously, we're not going to go for the Nephilibus self-summon, but we are going to go for, the new summon. Fenrir banishing that. Not what I expected. If we go Zeomin and they hit it, we still play. They basically have to Mirror Jade here. Yeah. Ooh, advantage. So we'll go Foxy. No response. Sending. It's got to be sending Foxy. We did normal summon. Okay. It's pain. Yes, what? Nephilibus? Do we use Nephilibus? Actually. I think not yet. It's sad that we have to go for the fusion using the Deer Note in hand, but it's our only option, so we'll go for the fusion. Nephilibus effect trying to trigger. We won't use it. Rising Carp is going to get us our Wagon and our Zamin. The Zamin still has a target. That means we're going to get to draw a card. Oh, right, because Zamin can just get us the Foxy. Which means we have level 11 access. Because we can use Foxy's first effect. The Cyclone hurts there. That's tough. But if we go... I'm hesitant to bounce the Fenrir, though. We use this effect still. Pay some life, pick up a Foxy. If we go Amazing Dragon, bounce their stuff, they can still resurrect from grave, though, off the curse, and that's not great. And they'll wipe our board during the end phase. Otherwise, we could go... Little Knight's pretty good, too. So many options. We also have a lot of Reptiles in grave. Bounce their stuff. Let's go for the curse before we go for the bouncing. And Punisher? Yeah. No, Pep is good, but I'm trying to figure out a lethal avenue. Because what we can do here is... we can Amazing Dragon their board. Here. Can we kill them? If we pick up the Daybreak here... I think it's got to be the Daybreak, even though it'll only make 2 tokens. What do we have? We'll have 1, 2, 3. I think it's got to be the Daybreak. And it's got to be a Punk Monster Tribute to summon this. So it'd have to be the Zamin. So we can't do it that way. So we're going to go Yugioh Amazing Dragon. We're going to use its effect. Bouncing 1, 2, 3 to hand. We're gonna buff it up. We're going for lethal this turn. They're on 7k, so they are lower than they normally would be. We can tribute the Amazing Dragon, summon the Foxy Tune. That seems kind of weak. Otherwise, we could tribute you. Tribute you. Make 2 tokens. Knight Sword. That's 3. That's 4. That's 52. It's not enough. I don't think we can afford to give up the Amazing Dragon. And this is just trying to summon Little Knight. Let's tribute this. Get our 2 tokens. Use our Daybreak. Put this back. If we send... if we send anything... 48... No, 58... It's enough. Okay. If we send the Knight Sword, we can then summon Nephilibus, summon the Knight Sword. We are reptile locked, but I think that's all right. Battle phase. We just beat Chimera twice. Going second both times. That was not a bad showing. And I don't think either of those hands were crazy. Well, actually, no, that's not true. They were both pretty good, weren't they? They were both good hands. Ah, I'm tempted to cut the droplets altogether. What if we did this? What if we... I just don't know how good the droplets are actually... I don't know how much good they're doing for us, I should say. I think maybe what we should do is we could try... something like this. We could cut 1. And if we went for the punk cards, we could go for this and this. I normally like the Dangerous Gabu more than the Nashiwari Surprise, but the Nashiwari can pop a card, meaning that can pop a Fire King Island. Whereas Gabu only negates effects and gains life, and we already negate effect. That's already what our deck tries to do. This is also more punk value. It's a smaller deck size, and it's a little more combo potential. Because now we have 1 more level 3 to pair with our level 7s. I also wouldn't mind another Synchro 8, as we kind of struggle to make rank 4s now. But I do like having the Abyss Dweller just as an option. Also, come on, that last duel, that lethal was pretty cool. That was a good finisher. Hey, Nick. Welcome, welcome. You missed it. We were just big braining it. Thanks for coming out. Good to see you. Just prepping for the regional, trying so hard to come up with something that can top. I'm seeing new stuff. Yeah, so we're playing a Punk Ogdoadic Kashtira deck today. I missed a lot. I just like to experiment with new things. This is a weird hand. Ah, they scooped too early. They don't know how bad our hand is. I'm on voiceless, to be honest. Why the unhappy face? It's so cool. Or is that supposed to be a smiley face? Yeah, voiceless is cool. I was just talking about that deck a little earlier. We were playing with it, or playing against it. I think it's cool how straightforward it is. Maybe not today, maybe not even this week, but I like I said earlier, I want to play with the Dragon Magia Master, the new Blue Eyes, or the new Dragon Master kind of requital. Nice. Is it just me, or are we bricking a lot, though? That seems kind of scary. Maybe that's something I should... That's why the set... Because no snakes for me. That's why the Sag face. Oh, I see. Okay. So... No... Let's do this. Let's go... Also, somebody better start counting how many times I open Curse. It is unreal. This card loves me. We're going to search a card here. We didn't get stopped. So let's search out the... Let's search the Madam Spider. Get it out of our deck. We could go straight into the Barone here. If we do that, we have to fusion summon with the Madam Spider. Otherwise, what we could do is... Shadokusai, Fusion, Tribute. No, that's too vulnerable to Nib. The whole point of this is to stop being vulnerable to Nib. We'll just have to take it. So this, this is fine. This could have really been any card to search, honestly. We haven't normal summoned, so we can actually... We can still get the value from it. We'll spend our normal summon on it. Sending this to the graveyard. Summon that Shadokusai. So this is a little suboptimal, but already I do like having the card in the deck. We're going to get to pick up the trap card, which is very nice. The Shadokusai is going to fusion summon for us. Bam. We're also protected against Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom on Rising Carp is really bad, but if they had Ash, they probably would have Ashed earlier, to be honest. Though maybe we're dealing with a professional. We're also only going to get one draw off our field spell this turn. Though that's probably okay. I swear, whenever I have triple tactics talent, it means they're just not going to play on our turn. Curse wanting to curse. Here we're going to go for our search. So, yeah. This was kind of a weird way to do it. We could have had one more draw, I think, had I done this a little differently. Put down the Shadokusai. We're going to search out, let's go for the Ghost Ogre, add it to hand. We're going to get a card draw. Alright, it's a Xayman. We still have a spec. There's no reason to use it. We'll throw down the Nashiwari Surprise. Yeah, there's really nothing more for us to do. We're going to the opponent's turn with an Omni, a 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 Amazing Dragon Bounce, a Pop, and a Ghost Ogre trigger. That's 1, 2, and a draw. 3, 4 interrupts. So this is just pure punk. It's not. It's just that we only draw what we draw, you know? We have to take the Imperm. No point using the Barone Negate to stop the Imperm. Yeah, I mean, what do you want from me? If we don't hit it, we don't hit it. We can't play cards that we don't draw. Oh, actually, the Nashiwari is worse because the Fire King Island will be protected, but actually, no, this still stops the search of it because this kills the shrine, or the thing that searches it. Okay, we're up against Rescue Ace Fire King. Meaning we really want to stop that turbulence from going off. They have a called by, meaning our Ghost Ogre becomes a lot less useful. Although it doesn't actually hurt the rest of our plays. So we can pretty freely use the Ghost Ogre, as they'll just go for that, I'm sure. You're going for add... We can allow that. Is Turbulence a quick effect? Chat, do you know? If not, Nashiwari messes it up. I guess so does the Amazing Dragon, but it's not a quick effect. Nice. So once we see... Oh, they've got it all. Once we see that Turbulence come down, we can deal with it right away. Oh, this is also a once per turn. This is also not a quick effect or an on-summon effect. So we could have stopped this from even going off. You can add one rescue-based monster. They have enough. We're going to wait, because if they go for the Turbulence search here, and then the Turbulence summon, we're able to get a really nice Amazing Dragon bounce. Ooh, can they special summon Turbulence more than once? I think they can. They are going to search a rescue-based monster. Going for a Preventer. Summoning the Preventer. If we bounce the Preventer, it actually won't revive the Airlifter. Which means I'm tempted to go for the Amazing Dragon here. If you control, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, change it to face down defense position. That's a threat, though. We have to wait for that. Otherwise, they flip us face down and we can't Synchro Summon. Okay, now they're attempting to flip us. We're getting to do what we want anyway. Alright, Amazing Dragon to the field. We're going to go for our card draw, and then our bounce. And we still have a way to... Oh, we can't target this. We still have a way to destroy the Turbulence. Ghost Ogre is such a weird hand trap. This thing just sits in our hand doing nothing. Draw into a Foxy Tune. That's a nice pickup. These are also bad cards to banish for Turbulence. That's probably the one of Alert, right? Linking off the Hydrant into a Linkuriboh. This is a better banish for Turbulence, right? That's why they put that there. Oh, Kirin. One other spec this card. One other fire. Okay. That's not great. Sending the... Right. Now they've got two good monsters. And Preventor's going to bring back the Airlifter. Our bodies are also quite large, so we're not super susceptible to them just going battle. Little Knight. How much do we value stopping the Little Knight? I think this is a good Ghost Ogre. Targeting the Amazing Dragon. If that leaves the field, we can't use this anyway. So unfortunately, they are going to get the Turbulence off. But I think we live. We are quite low on health, which is where the Dangerous Gabu would have been nice as well, because it would have healed us up and negated that effect. But it wouldn't have actually gotten the Little Knight off the board. But actually, no, this Nashiwari, I'm torn on this. I think this maybe should be a Gabu. It's hard to tell. Turbulence. What they could do is crash the turbulence and then pop something with the turbulence effect. Oh, no, I can't read. If another card. Holy crap. They had them all. That was way too fast. I didn't get to see what any of those were. Okay. Emergency, contain, extinguish, rescue. I think a searchable imperm is better this format. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I was being dumb and I was... Well, I don't know. I like the Nashiwari because it can hit... Ooh, that's big. Nashiwari can hit the Fire King Island effectively. You know, it can stop it from coming down or it can straight up kill it. And I think that's valuable since that's a board wipe on the opponent. But I don't like how low our health is. I feel like we're actually in danger of dying during the opponent's turn like this. So they have emergency, contain, extinguish, rescue. We're going to look these cards up because I actually don't know what they do. All right. Called by seems pretty solid. Ooh, their back row is so scary. Let's see. I need to read these cards. Emergency. Emergency lets them special one and tribute one. Contain lets them target an effect monster. It can attack and its effects are negated. Extinguish. Target an effect monster, destroy it. Okay. Sure. We could, if we go for the Amazing Dragon effect, we could attempt to... Let's do this. Let's attempt to pick up the Rising Carp so that we can go for the Pep lethal. Just make something that's unaffected by all this stuff. Also, there is some synergy between... Ooh, right. Called by. We could called by something from their graveyard as revenge. Called by certainly hurts. And now we can't use another Yugioh dragon effect this turn. There's emergency. That seems okay to me. If they go for a preventer, which is what I thought they were going for, they tributed it though. That was kind of strange. Nice. Dragon Drive can come back because they attempted to respond. They dared to answer. That's going to summon the Hydrant. I think we don't want to allow that. Although it is good because it's going to turn on our talent here. Rescue? Oh. Yeah, rescue's pretty good. Target one monster in your opponent's graveyard instead. In your graveyard, or if you control them. Yeah. They have to be careful that they summon the right one. Not that I think they'll mess it up, but... Yeah, okay, they summoned the right one. So we've got the Hydrant, and now we've got our Jam Dragon Drive. We are the turn player, so it's going to activate. We're going to pay some life. Attempt to search a card. So now they have Extinguish and Contain left, right? Yeah, so they have a Pop, and they have a can't activate effects. We're gonna draw a card here. We haven't normal summoned either. Or used this. They have a pop and a can't activate effects. I think we just want to burn our life as low as possible, but what's in our graveyard? We've used all of our other punk names, meaning we can't really pay life points anymore. Punk is so cool. I hope they get some support. Yeah, I don't know that they need support. They're in a really good spot, I feel like. Maybe more synchros. Maybe more back row. They don't really have a lot of spell cards. And by don't have a lot, I mean they don't have like any, but it's because their monsters are all basically spell cards. We could take their hydrant. Or we could just take their turbulence. Zayamin can still search as a card, so that's actually a bit more health, plus one more draw we can get off the Zayamin. That's okay. We could have stolen this as well. I just don't think we need to be honest. We'll banish the Foxy. Summon the Zayamin from hand. We'll see if they hit this with a pop or something. That's 1, 2. There's still a Zayamin in our deck. Yes, which means Foxy can still access his Zayamin and still get us to Pep. It didn't try to stop, so we're going to go for the effect here. So here we're getting the Contain. Cannot attack, its effects are negated. We're still going to get the card draw. And now it can't be used for a Fusion, Synchro, or Link. No matter. Use our Naya. And now they have simply an Extinguish remaining. Extinguish saying target an effect monster and pop it. We steal... Let's go for this. We can tribute the Zayamin. That's so nice. We actually struggle to make a Pep here. We're going to use the Zayamin effect. We're going to buff up the Amazing Dragon. And I think we're going to draw 2 cards. We could steal, but honestly, I feel like we just want more. E-Telly is a very funny pickup. We actually can't use it. We do have Snake Rain as well. We could go Little Knight. That seems solid. Little Knight attempt to banish the back row. This says, if another card you control leaves the field. I'm in a weird spot here. We can't go for Goddess unless we put one more body on board. Let's go Snake Rain. Let's put the Fenrir in the graveyard, actually. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. We will summon this out. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Underworld Goddess. This is a fun duel. Just trading resources. Extinguish. We're going to destroy the Goddess here. And finally, tributing these Zayamin with our 15-card deck, we are going to summon out the Curse. They're choosing not to summon, probably because they didn't bother reading it. Bring out the Naya. Naya effect. If we go Water Lily, Water Lily seems correct here. We just pick up the Barone. Please tell me we have enough reptiles in Grave. We don't. Counting. Summon Nephilibus, Nephilibus summon something. We can go for the Slicer Lock if we do this Nephilibus here. We have to. Nephilibus going to resurrect. Doesn't really matter what we bring back here. Bring back the Naya. Summon that out. With its own effect, we can res the Nunu. And using our whole board, we'll be able to make the Cosmic Slicer. So long as I haven't lost access to my trap card. But 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. If you control another Rescue Ace monster, they don't. Well, after we kill their stuff, they don't. And we can still activate Zoha here. We go battle phase. Take this down just barely. Let's see. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Fire King monster from your hand or graveyard, which they have none. Main 2. Set the virus. We're going to pass it up to them. And in the draw phase, we are going to attempt to establish the Slicer Lock. We're going to succeed. Preventer will get to summon the Airlifter here. Good news is the Airlifter won't do anything. Now, we are a little drained. All of our stuff is basically sitting in the graveyard. They have access to a draw here, and by recycling their trap cards, they could remove the Slicer, but they can't do it during their own turn. They'd have to do it during our turn. What do you got? Yep, going for the HQ. You can target 4, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. I don't know how many of the trap cards they run. I'm going to assume it's not more than 1 of each. But luck can always favor the opponent. We shouldn't count them out. What can we draw here that's even good for us? We're out of Psychics in our deck. That's all our Zaemons exhausted. So really, we're just looking for a way to revive our Nephilibus. If we hit... No, we just cut the other Lily, didn't we? Ooh, whoa. That's scary. They're playing Snake Eye on top of all this. They just didn't hit them, I guess. There's the Hydrant. You can't activate your effect, but it's still a good effort. It's standard to only run 1 of each. That's what I thought, because I had messed with Rescue Ace trying to maybe build it for a friend before realizing that it's so bricky without the Snake Eyes engine. Okay, pick up a Fenrir here. We're going to use our Zoha, drop this emergency teleport. That's not doing anything for us. I think we're just going to normal summon Zoha and go battle phase. Zoha take down the hydrant. Oh, they've got the Linkuriboh. It actually results in... Oh, I guess they could target... It's gotta be the attacking monster, doesn't it? We will continue the attack. Yeah. This results in the same amount of damage. All they've done is play into our Nibiru. Nobody tell him. Attack direct. Sink some damage in. Bring him down to 4k. Now we're at some Duelist Kingdom life totals. Main 2. And I think we just pass on this. We've still got 2 full turns for them. This is going to be their second turn of the Planet Pollutants effects. Going for that HQ again. That is dangerous for us that they're able to go for these kind of slow draws. That is really good for them. But like we said, they're not able to establish that back row. They're not able to use those trap cards on their own turn since we're turning off their hydrant, even if they hit both the cards they want, the hydrant and the trap card. Setting 1. That could be bad for us. That could be one of the traps that breaks our control over the board. Talent is a pretty weak draw here, for obvious reasons. What I like is we go for a Curse. We can then normal summon the Fenrir. Let's try that. Tribute this off. That could be a Mirror Force. Shut up. Do not speak that into reality. We don't think like that, okay? Just don't. Let's try and activate here. Zoha. We're going to target the Naya. I don't even know if I have a target left in my deck. Because I'm not used to duels going... Oh, we do! Yes! Yes! It's Daybreak. That's not what I thought I was going to click on. It's okay. Tribute this. Make some tokens. Three, I guess. Why not, right? We are going to get rid of the HQ here with the Fenrir. We could also go SP instead. Except, haha, cheating. Cheeto. Let's go 1-2. Go for a Fenrir. Activate Fenrir. Thin our measly deck even more. That's all of our Fenrirs used. Alright. Now we could go for a Mask. I also like turning off their graveyard. You can get Night Sword and Daybreak. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because then we could banish. Let's do that. Let's fully overextend. You know what's crazy is we're actually getting to the point where we could die to deck out. We actually won't use Nephilibus. Okay, let's go for IP, SP, yeah, GG. GG. We took some hard-fought duels here. So let's take a look. This is the current list we're messing around with right now. Let me get an updated screenshot. I will say it did hurt not having the second Water Lily there, though I think we made it work. I don't think we needed it, and I think the hit to our consistency may have been bad. But that was a really fun back and forth duel. We also had some good duels versus the Chimera stuff. The stream's been running for a while. I think this is a good place to end it. Thank you everybody for coming out. This is the list we were playing today. This is the Kashtira Ogdoadic Punk, and I think it's pretty solid. We did brick a few times, and that was really bad, so the consistency is something I need to maybe look at, but it could also just be variance. We were bricking on the last builds too. Ogdoadic is just kind of a bricky deck, or a bricky archetype, so this is the list. If you have any suggestions, please leave them. If you're new, join the Discord. We post whenever we go live, and we have good talks about Ogdoadic and other decks. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out.